ERi-TV news broadcast crew and I, Delit Sahaya, are now ready for your daily news briefing at 10:30 local time. But first, let us catch up with the major headlines. Tour to historical sites in Adab zone. Student summer work program in Central Region. India and Russia aim for $100 billion trade despite U.S. pushbacks. And at least 18 killed and dozens injured in separate Colombia attacks. Proceeding with our reports. Diaspora nationals on vacation in their country visited historical and developmental sites in Adab zone on 19 August. The tour was organized by PFDJ's Central Office. Upon the arrival at Adab College of Business and Social Science, they were warmly welcomed by residents of Adab and the college community. They also visited the historical sites of Kohaito, Ishga, Safiradam, and the ancient Egyptian tomb, where they received briefings from knowledgeable guides up to the ground and historical sites. Indicating such tours to historical and developmental sites have been conducted for the third time, Mr. Solomon Tarreke from PFDJ office said that nationals from various countries participated in the tour. Expressing satisfaction for visiting the historical and developmental sites and receiving briefings on the participants conveyed their gratitude for warm welcome extended to them by the residents of Adab. Mr. Ephraim Takhlu, coordinator of Students' Summer Work Program in the Central Region, reported that commendable activities have been carried out through the program. He also noted that 95% of the program focused on water and soil conservation. In the program, which ran from 7th July to 16th August, 7,528 students from 22 secondary schools participated across various centers. As a result, over 450,000 meters of terraces were constructed, more than 42,000 meters renovated, and over 259,000 tree seedlings planted, Mr. Ephraim added. The program also included traffic safety and documentation, environmental sanitation, renovation of school furniture, and tree cultivation. Commending the strong participation of partners' organizations in the program, Mr. Ephraim called on proper protection to ensure the continuity of trees that were planted. Straight ahead is our international news after a short break. Welcome back. India has disclosed plans to increase its annual trade with Russia to $100 billion by 2030 despite U.S. opposition to the growing cooperation between Moscow and New Delhi. Our bilateral trade is today at USD $66 billion. This makes the goal of reaching $100 billion USD by 2030 more than realistic. In his opening remark at a meeting, the Indian External Affairs Minister stated, "The global context of our meeting today is provided by evolving geopolitical situation, the shifting of economic and trade landscape, and our shape goal is maximized by our complementarity." The Indian minister highlighted sectors such as drugs and pharmaceuticals, agriculture, textiles, urging they could help address the current trade imbalance. The meeting also addressed steps to ensure the long-term supply of fertilizers. The minister noted that Indian skilled workers in information, technology, construction, and engineering could meet labor demands in Russia and deepen bilateral cooperation. He also emphasized the importance of energy cooperation through trade and investment to enhance trade, and India and Russia-led Eurasian Economic Union signed terms of reference in Moscow to launch negotiation in free trade agreement. Russia ranks as India's fourth largest trade partner, while India is Russia's second largest, with India running substantial trade deficit since it's begun importing crude oil from its long-standing partner. In 2024-2025, India's export to Russia announced to $4.8 billion, whereas imports were $63.8 billion. And our last news. At least 18 people have been killed and dozens wounded in a separate attack in Colombia, deepening the country's most serious security crisis in decades. 6 people died and more than 60 were injured after a car bomb exploded on a busy street in western city of Cali in Colombia, according to authorities. Earlier on Thursday, a separate drone attack against the police helicopter killed at least 12 people in a rural area outside the northwestern city of Medellin. The attack, attributed to different rebellious factions of the now defunct Revolutionary Armed Force of Colombia, FARC, group, posed fresh challenge to Colombia's fragile peace process ahead of election next year. In the wake of both attacks, the president and military leadership announced they would lead Security Council meeting to define additional protection to ensure for citizens. Addressing the separate attack on a police helicopter, President Gustavo Petro said the aircraft was on a mission to eradicate cocoa leaf crops, a main ingredient in cocaine. The helicopter crashed to the ground after being hit by a drone, killing 12 officers on board. Colombia has experienced violence in recent months involving clashes between security forces, dissident rebels, paramilitaries, or drug gangs. Drone attacks have also become increasingly common in recent years. In 2024, 115 such attacks were recorded in the countries, most of them carried out by illegal armed groups. Last week, 3 soldiers were killed in a drone attack in the country's southwest, where explosives devices were dropped on members of Navy and Army who were manning a checkpoint. Dear viewers, we've come to the end of tonight's news. Let's have a quick recap of the headlines. Tour to historical sites in Adab zone. Students' summer work program in Central Region. India and Russia aim for $100 billion trade despite the U.S. pushback. And at least 18 killed and dozens injured in the separate Colombia attack. That wraps up our stories for tonight. Thanks for watching and have a good night.